The Secret Doctrine and Cosmic History. 2012 marks the 125th anniversary of the publication of The Secret Doctrine. Madame Blavatsky functioned as a planetary catalyst, bringing forth a perspective and a base of wisdom that is anything but scientific materialist. Her belief was that materialism is and ever shall be blind to spiritual truth. Throughout her life's work, Madame Blavatsky sought to return to the most primary sources of thought and religion of the human race. Her perception was that the earliest stages of human thought are much closer to the purity of the divine order, the order that commanded our existence in the first place. This insistence on returning to the roots or origins is a necessary one, though it cannot be the entire focus. All cosmic history is a form of evolutionary spiritual psychology, and the Secret Doctrine, as well as the Introduction to Cosmic Science, see Cosmic History Chronicles Volume 2, must also be viewed in this light. A spiritual psychology is necessary to bring the human mind back to its roots, in order to see how and where it might have deviated, and from this comprehension of karmic error, to create the image of the future evolved self. Synchrocosmology. It is the purpose of cosmic history to comprehend and synthesize the universal histories, and it is the purpose of cosmic history to show the universal roots. The Introduction of Cosmic Science and the Secret Doctrine provide perspectives and vocabularies which argument the purpose of the GM108X mind stream. To synthesize the essence of these works according to the formulations of the synchronic order and the law of time is the purpose of the study of the Secret Doctrine and the Introduction to Cosmic Science. What must be brought to light in an objective way is a structure of cosmic evolution, intelligence, and mind that accommodates various vocabularies and perspectives in establishing a new science or knowledge previously unknown. This new science or knowledge is a type of synchrocosmology, meaning that the evolutionary path of the human mind is to synchronize itself with the different levels of cosmology that define those different perspectives. To do this in a way that might be useful for the educational program of the new human living in the new time is the final purpose of the entire study of cosmic history. To unify science, theology, cosmology, and synchronometric science as a whole system, which defines the actual evolutionary psychology of the spirit, is to arrive at the most enlightened synthesis we can imagine. This is our goal. If you have read this far, then consider that you have taken a transport to the future of universal comprehension and are attaining a supermental condition of consciousness. This is the true end of the Secret Doctrine in all of its manifestations. It was Blavatsky's intention, through the inspiration of Master Moria, to create a grand synthesis of ancient wisdom. Theosophy means divine wisdom or the wisdom of the deity. In her cosmology, Blavatsky defines groups of builders and other spirit helpers such as the Dhyani Chohans, who, like the fifth-dimensional spirit guardians of cosmic science, the angelic guardians of the Quran, or the Mahabodhisattvas of Buddhic teachings, have no other intention but to assist the evolution of the spirit through its difficult human stage. For Blavatsky, to have propounded the Theosophical Society at a time when Western science was making breakthroughs in the fields of electromagnetism and electricity in general is remarkable. What Blavatsky was trying to communicate in one way was that the efforts of the scientists could only be incomplete, for they do not take into account their own cosmic nature. Cosmic history affirms that only by assuming its cosmic nature can the human race evolve to its next stage. 7 Root Races. The Secret Doctrine states repeatedly that everything visible and invisible in nature is septenary, which refers to a sevenfold nature. A key point in Blavatsky's elaborate cosmology is the role of the 7 root races in the 7 rounds of existence. She says that the whole of the cosmogenesis, the evolution of the cosmos, occurs in a 7-fold process of the 7 rounds of existence round. Each round has a 7-fold division to it. In the 4th round occurs the human round. This recapitulates the ratio 4:7 as 7:13. Each root race is divided into 7 sub-races. and each sub-race into 7 family races. In cosmic history, this is known as the cave of 49 flames of the human being. Every form contains the image of its creator concealed in it. The 7 root races are as follows. First root race, imperishable sacred land, Polarian epoch. Second root race, Hyperborean epoch. Third root race, Lemurian epoch. Fourth root race, Atlantean epoch. Fifth root race, Aryan epoch. Sixth root race, according to Helena Petrovna Blavatsky, this will evolve in the US. Seventh root race, yet to come. According to this cosmology, we are currently in the 5th root race preparing for the 6th, to be followed by the 7th. Each of the 7 races may overlap a subsequent race or division. According to the law of time, the 6th root race will begin to emerge in 2013. First, there will be a quickening and then a full-on mutational shift, followed by the closing of the cycle, and then the opening of the new. The 6th root race corresponds to the cosmology of the Aztec sunstone, that transitions from the 5th sun to the 6th sun, from the sun of change to the sun of consciousness. The nature of electricity as a cosmic phenomenon was a major concern to Blavatsky, as well as a key to the cosmology of the cosmic science. When we look at Western science, cosmic science and the secret doctrine, we see points of intersection, but in the case of Western science, a widely divergent view defined by a narrow materialistic scope and purpose. Madame Blavatsky's view of science is multidimensional, which obviously transcends contemporary science. This reflects her own personality, which is multi-layered with phenomenally multiple interests. In reading The Secret Doctrine, we realize what amazing comprehensive knowledge Madame Blavatsky possessed. The complete text conveys a feeling of longing for home, or the experience of the entire universe as one cosmic rapture of primal unity. This longing is the mark of all great mystics and mystical seekers. Madame Blavatsky defines many areas of human interest or endeavor. As the 2 volumes of The Secret Doctrine demonstrates, these can be reduced to a cosmogenesis and anthropogenesis, the origin of the cosmos and the history of the origins of the human beings. In this regard, side by side with Cosmic History Chronicles, the knowledge book of Mevlana is the other great successor of The Secret Doctrine, defining the vast order of the intrinsic unification of cosmic reality in a grand hierarchy that almost defies comprehension. The transformative psychology reflected in the life of Madame Blavatsky and the understanding of her nature and character is also represented in the actual principles she describes in The Secret Doctrine, in particular the development of the different root races. The root races themselves are a very complex chain of events which describe a much larger process of a transformational psychology, which spans the entire history of the cosmos. For Blavatsky, the form of history is a psychically repeatable phenomenon, which, using Hindu terminology, proceeds from a pralaya, a pause or seed time between 2 world systems or 2 world orders. This initiates a huge cycle known as a Manvantara or a Mahamanvantara or Great Cycle, which involves the elaboration of a root race. Each root race has its 7 stages of development and sub-races that develop. We are now in the 5th root race. This means 4 root races have preceded us. These root races are related to the early psychomythic history of the Earth, which she refers to as the 4 lost continents: the imperishable sacred land, Hyperborea, Lemuria, and Atlantis. Each of these lost continents correspond to one of the earlier root races, leading to the present 5th root race. In Isis Unveiled, Madame Blavatsky talks about life on previous world systems, but in The Secret Doctrine focuses more on the history of the Earth, or the secret history of the Earth. The 5th or present root race is the one that is able to conceive of a higher spiritual level of development. The origin of the fifth root race is indicated to be the serpents and the dragons of the fourth root race. The serpents are those who initiate. She says that the serpent initiates keep themselves in caves and grottos beneath the pyramids. See Cosmic History Chronicles, Volume 2. The synthesis that Madame Blavatsky established in the Secret Doctrine, the principles of the lost worlds and the histories of the 7 evolutionary rounds, pertain to and establish the principles of a formative psychology of the construction of the cosmic personality, the chief focus of cosmic history. We must bring all the knowledge that exists to bear upon its relation to all its different parts, and then we must see how that knowledge sheds light on the previous worlds, the lost worlds. It is only in this way that a comprehensive and cosmic structure of the evolutionary personality may be realized.